Hey guys, I'm back, and video is going to be a little bit different today. First of all, this hat, I've decided, this hat represents, I'm going to wear this hat all the time. Anytime I'm face-to-face on a video from now on. And someone had correctly pointed out, last time I had on, I thought you hated that hat. And I do. But here's this video, this hat represents bad subscriptions. This hat represents the disappointment of getting crappy stuff in boxes. And this hat represents the honest, angry, disappointed, hostile reaction to bad boxes. So that's why this hat is going to be worn every time we are face-to-face in a video from now on. And I really don't have any other hats to wear. So there we go. So, at least until I get a haircut. Still haven't gotten a haircut. So, here's what this video is going to be about. I generally, unless somebody insults one of my boys, goes after the kids, I don't delete comments. Am I too much in the shadows here? I can adjust the camera. I don't delete comments on videos. I don't. Because I do believe in everybody has a right to say what they want to say. 21 years in the military, and the main thing I believe in this great nation of ours is freedom of speech. Everybody has a right to say what they want as long as they're prepared to face the response, right? So I did something completely by accident. On the latest Alpha Outpost unboxing, the Artemis, somebody from Alpha Outpost, I'm assuming, because they had the Alpha Outpost insignia as their profile picture, responded to the video and said, I just want to talk about a few things I said. And I had responded to that, and then I decided, no, I wanted to change my response, so I went to delete my responses, and I accidentally deleted what they said. It was not intentional. I did not mean to delete their comment, and I wouldn't. I don't. You guys see, I don't delete negative comments. I like to respond to negative comments. So this video, number one, is to apologize to Brandon Goddenschwager, who I believe represents Alpha Outpost. I printed the email that has his comment in it, because you get emails when people post comments on your videos, as well as it showing up. Because it is not my intention to censor anybody, and I want to make sure that Brandon has his chance to be heard, but I also want to respond to this. But I don't want anybody to ever think, especially these guys over at Alpha Outpost, to think that I am not giving them an opportunity to respond to my video of their product. So I'm gonna get a screenshot of this, I'm gonna display it, and I'm gonna read it out loud, and then we're gonna talk about it. But I want you all to know that I did not intentionally, I would never intentionally delete somebody's comment unless it was like very negative towards my boys. That's like the only time I will delete a comment, really. Because I don't ever want Aiden to see something negative about him or anything like that. Alright, so I'm going to read this out loud and you guys can follow along.
Doc P91B. I wanted to comment on a few things in your video. 1. You never want to dry fire a box, and I'm sure he meant bow. That is why there is a safety that prevents it from firing without a bolt in it. For assembly purposes, there is the included tool that bypasses that for initial assembly. 2. The instructions that are included are from PSE, the manufacturer. 3. The bolts included are from the manufacturer and the same design as 90% of pistol crossbow bolts. 4. You always want to make sure when shooting anything from a firearm, airgun, crossbow, bow, pistol crossbow, that you are a safe distance and wearing proper gear. Of course, with any subscription box, not every customer is going to be ecstatic with every box. The pistol crossbow is easy to assemble, operate, and capable of providing entertainment as well as putting food on the table if need be. As with any type of weapon, it is only as safe and useful as the person operating it.
So I want to respond to this because I'm sorry, I got to say I feel like a company that has a disappointed customer should say like, hey, we are a company, or sorry you didn't like the product. We chose what we chose for this reason. Really, I feel like this email, honestly, this is the way I take it. They're saying I'm the asshole because I didn't like what they sent. And they're doing a lot of finger pointing at the customer, like the customer's wrong for not being 100% happy with what they sent out, and here's all the reasons why they're not at fault for it. And that's bad customer service. And I hate bad customer service. I despise bad customer service. If I wasn't already intent on canceling my subscription, this email would do it. This would. And so I want to respond to this, not, and you guys know, I've already said I'm done with Alpha Outpost, but are you kidding me? You're going to go line by line to say why you guys are not at fault for sending a disappointing product? Like, that's why I want to respond to this. Because really, if this was public, and I didn't accidentally delete it, I would have responded publicly to this in the comments. So you guys may agree with me, you may not, but let's get into this. So the first line, you never want to dry fire a box, which like I said, I'm sure he meant Bo. Okay, absolutely. You know what? I've always been big on taking a hit when I need to take a hit and fessing up when I screw up. I screwed up. I should have read them in the safety precautions. I didn't know. I don't fire bows. I should not have dry fired the bow, and I did it twice. I get it. So, that was dumb on me, and now I know better. However, I don't know what that has to do with me being disappointed in this product. Are you saying that if I had not dry fired that bow, I would have liked it better? Or are you trying to say that my dry firing that bow had something to do with that bolt coming apart when it hit the piece of wood? Are you really? And here's something else I want to bring up about that. Because some people had also commented that, you don't fire it at wood, or I'm an idiot for that. Or, Alpha Outpost says that somehow was dangerous. I don't normally like their comic book, but I looked through the whole thing to look at all the safety precautions. In their own comic book, somebody's firing the bolts at wood. Right there. There's the picture. Come on. So, really, sure. Fuck you. Anyway. Okay. But fine. I shouldn't have dry fired the bow. I get it. Alright, so I'll take that hit. There's a point for you, Brandon. Number 2, the instructions that are included are from PSE, the manufacturer. That may be. So now you can point the finger at them for the unclear instructions. Who chose the product? Did PSE, sneak their product into the Alpha Outpost box? Or did Alpha Outpost choose the product, pack the boxes, and send it out? The instructions were unclear. The pictures were muddied. Who chose that product? I'm sure that there was a choice of who Alpha Outpost was going to source the product from. You can't blame that on someone else. I'm sorry, in the military, you don't get to say, I failed at using the tools I was given because somebody else screwed up. That doesn't work. If you were in procurement, you're expected to do the research. I'm trying to think of real life stuff. Once upon a time, when I was the NCOIC, non-commissioned officer in charge of current operations, we were responsible to make sure that all of the daily operating systems were up and running. We worked with a contractor who kept our, long story short, it's computer systems with certain software and certain programs that had to go to make sure that all of our operations worked. You think I got to say don't blame me, blame the contractor because, no. It was on us to make sure that we picked the appropriate contractor with the appropriate software that worked. I can't say after blowing, $1 million on buying software and having the contractors loaded up, I guess it's the contractor's fault for giving us bad instructions on how to use it. That's a cop-out, man. Do your homework and make sure that the products you're picking from whatever vendor are good. That's just finger pointing. That doesn't inspire any faith in a company. To say, well, it's not our fault. Would you throw a dart at a dartboard? Did you shoot a crossbow bolt at a dartboard and just pick somebody and say we're buying their crap? Or did you actually research it? Number 3, the bolts included are from the manufacturer. The same design as 90% of crossbow bolts. Guess what? I did an Amazon search in about 30 seconds. Less than 30 seconds. I got stuff that was made of fiberglass, stuff that was made of rigid plastic, stuff that was made of metal, stuff that was made of wood. So, please show me your work that those are 90% of the crossbow bolts out there. I don't know if that's a true statement or not, but are you telling me that 90% of crossbow bolts come apart and fly back in the operator's face on the first use? I doubt it. I highly doubt it. If I wanted to, I could purchase, I think, much better made items. Some of the metal ones I saw were completely one piece. which leads me to believe they don't have two parts to separate. Some of the metal ones I saw are riveted together. This was, if you look at the construction, it's basically like the metal fits over the plastic and then it's indented to hold into it. It's not actually fastened. So once again, it's funny how you want to blame the manufacturer PSE, and then you're blaming the manufacturer again, but then giving them a cop-out that it's 90% of the pistol crossbow darts. So I'm going to recommend that you go on Amazon and take a quick look and just type crossbow bolts and see what comes up, because very quickly you're going to find that, I don't know what the percentage is, but you're going to find a lot of different bolts besides the ones that came in this package. Number 4, you always want to make sure that when shooting anything from a firearm, airgun, crossbow, bow, pistol crossbow, you are a safe distance and wearing proper gear. I have looked all through this and the instructions, and nowhere in here do they state a minimum safe distance. So, I'm a great example. Now, I have a lot of experience with a lot of weapons. I've never fired a crossbow. So, do you expect us to just know the minimum safe distance? Number 1, am I supposed to anticipate that the item you send me is going to catastrophically fail and is going to rebound back in my face? Is that what you're saying, number 1, Brandon? That I should expect that and position myself a safe distance away? Because that does not inspire any confidence in your products anyway. But where in the safety instructions here, here's crossbow safety. Let me put this up here.
Daddy,
Nowhere in here, what is it, sweetie pie?
look.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Nowhere in here does it mention a minimum safe distance. You have to be away from any target. Nowhere. So now you're talking about did you just steal my seat? Did you steal my seat? You want to sit with me while I do this?
No.
Well, then you're going to have to, or you're going to have to give me my seat back. So nowhere in there does it talk about any kind of minimum safe distance. So how is the consumer supposed to know? And how are you going to blame the consumer if you're not going to tell them? That's like, what? Wearing the proper gear? Well, listen, I had my glasses on, and these things are polycarbonate lenses. So I had eye protection on. I was also not aware that I needed to wear a full face mask when shooting a crossbow. Because again, I was not informed I should anticipate that this product was going to fly back and hit me in the face. Is that something we have to worry about ordinarily with crossbows? You guys who shoot crossbows regularly, please let me know. I don't know. Again, some people say, well, you're never supposed to shoot a crossbow at wood. I will submit for your approval once again. Outpost, in their own stupid comic book, shows the bolts being fired at wood. And nowhere in their safety little thing does it say, warning, don't fire these things at wood. Nobody told me. I don't know. I've shot regular bows at wood plenty of times without anything happening. And if you're gonna lump firearms and air guns and all this other stuff, crossbows, bows, pistols into one thing, I can shoot a firearm or even an air gun at wood anytime I want. So maybe you be a little bit more clear with your safety instructions if you're going to then say and imply that somebody's not following safety instructions, and that's what happened. And then it says, of course, with any subscription box, that every customer is going to be ecstatic with every box. Absolutely. I agree with that 100%. Maybe you lead off with that. And you, in fact, like I said, customer service-wise, we apologize you weren't happy with this box. We know that not every customer is going to be 100% happy with every box. We do our best. We recognize sometimes it doesn't work out. That right there would have built a shitload of credibility as far as I'm concerned from a company acknowledging we do our best. We can't make everybody happy all the time. We're sorry it didn't work out in this case. Rather than jumping right into, you're an asshole for not liking what we sent you, and you're an asshole because this, and that. Then they go into, the pistol crossbow is easy to assemble, operate, and capable of providing entertainment as well as putting food on the table if need be. Well, number 1, from what I've seen, from the one time I shot it, it doesn't look like it's very effective. Number 1. Number 2, I was an instructor. I was an actual official, trained, went to school to learn how to teach. You never make a blanket statement that it is easy to assemble. And here's why. People are different. Everybody's different. Some people, quite honestly, are more intelligent than others. Some people just have big fat fingers. They don't work as well. Some people are not mechanically inclined. When you make a statement that a product is easy to assemble, flat out, it implies that anybody that can't do it is bad, that it's their fault. That's not a good customer service trait either. You don't say it's easy to assemble in a way that implies if you're not assembling it easy, there's something wrong with you. You don't do that. You don't teach like that either. You don't say, hey, we're doing this technique because it's easy, because then any student that can't easily do it, automatically it implies there's something wrong with that student. You can say that some people find it very easy to assemble. You can say that it is easier than other products to assemble because it's easier than other products, but it still might give you trouble. There's other ways to do it, but you just don't make blanket statements like that. That's how you alienate people, especially customers. And I'm sorry, I'm going to throw this out there. I'm a fairly intelligent guy. I mean, I have test scores to prove it. I'm not saying I'm the most intelligent person out there, but, I'm pretty smart. I've been through a lot of schools that you have to have a certain level of intelligence to get through, even to be accepted to. I'm not an idiot. I know how to put things together. The instructions were not all that clear. A lot of the instructions in that thing were insert this part with, multiple sides. It could have been easier to assemble, is what I'm saying. And it's just patronizing to say it is easy to assemble. Well, it really depends on the person. And I am certain there's someone out there that struggled with putting that thing together, and putting into those terms, well, it's easy to assemble, just makes that person feel like an idiot. Yeah. Easy to operate? Maybe. What about people that aren't strong enough? I mean, there are people that probably just don't have the physical strength to crank that lever back and cock the bow. Some people out there are frankly weaker than others. Don't do that. Don't just assume everybody's the same. You're an asshole. Just because it's easy or for you doesn't mean it's easy for everybody. And sure, he's saying this stuff directly to me, but he was posting this publicly. Not everybody's the same. And then finally, as with any type of weapon, it's only as safe and useful as the person operating it, which obviously I'm going to say that applies to me. So basically, he's going to lecture a veteran of 21 years in 2 different services with multiple combat deployments about being safe and useful with a weapon. Brandon, dude, I've probably operated weapon systems that would make your head spin. I have been part of combat operations that are classified to this day that you will never hear about. I have been part of named operations that we are not allowed to actually name in public. I know what weapon systems are capable of that are unnamed, undisclosed weapon systems, part of special access programs that I can't even acknowledge exist on paper. Dude, you don't know what I know. You don't know how useful I am. And I believe me, I know about safety. Yes, I did a bonehead thing by dry firing a crossbow because, quite frankly, I've never been trained on a crossbow. The amount of weapons I'm qualified on is a pretty long list. The amount of weapons I've handled in training and on actual deployments makes this little crossbow look like a toy. So don't fucking lecture me that they're only as safe and useful as the person operating it. Your crossbow, in my hands, for my purposes, is not a useful item. Give me something I can carry for EDC. I'm not walking down the street in Pennsylvania carrying a crossbow day to day. That's not useful. I'm not out hunting with that little pistol crossbow. I'm not bringing down a buck with that pistol crossbow. Let's get serious. And, let's not overestimate what it is that you actually sent out. I have friends that actually hunt with crossbows. And I've seen theirs, and the one that's in this Alpha Outpost box is a Nerf toy compared to the ones that actual hunters use for their crossbow. So this thing is a toy for entertainment. It is not a hunting implement. If I'm shooting at a squirrel or a woodchuck or something, maybe. This thing is not going to bring down game. Like, seriously. So, again, Alpha Outpost, your customer service sucks. I'll bring this up publicly too. I'm still waiting for 2 different refunds from Alpha Outpost. When I first moved here, I called them to change my address. You know what these idiots did? Instead of changing my address, they opened a new account. So twice, they sent a box to me here and a box to Florida and charged me for them. And they said they would refund my money when the post office returned those boxes from Florida to them. I'm still waiting. I don't know where they are. It says the Postal Service has sent them on their way. They won't refund my money until they tell me that they have received them. I guess it's on their honor system to say we got the boxes back and you get your money back. Meanwhile, they've charged me for boxes that not only have I not received, I never had the capability to get, because their customer service people, rather than listening to what I said, went on their own and opened new accounts for me without my permission, instead of changing my shipping address. This is the kind of customer service we're dealing with. And then this kind of thing here. Instead of, gee, you're really unhappy with the box. We're sorry. Is there anything we can do to make up for it? Hey, you know what? Not everybody's always happy with the box. Obviously, you're not happy with this one. They can try to point fingers all they want. Nothing makes up for the BYOB fiasco of that box way back when. Nothing makes up for the crappy, the Hades with that grill? Is it the Hades, I think it is? The grill where the legs stick out in 4 different directions? You can't blame your failures on your customers, Brandon, and point fingers at them all day long. Whatever. So there's my public response. I do very much apologize that I accidentally deleted this comment on the video. It was not my intent, but now I have given not only the actual comment its due so people can see what was written, but my response to it. Like I said, if I wasn't finished with Alpha Outpost, if I wasn't going to cancel based on the item and the disappointment was in the box, this kind of response, like to a customer, this would do it. And this would make me seriously discourage anybody I know from ever signing up from Alpha Outpost again. If this is how they choose to deal with a disappointed customer, by basically blaming the customer for not being happy, that's kind of ridiculous. So anyway, if there's a lot of you guys out there that like Alpha Outpost, by all means, look, this is just my opinion, strictly my opinion. I don't blame anybody for their likes or dislikes, and if you're happy with what comes in it, by all means, enjoy that subscription. That's what matters, that you are happy with your dollar spent. But I cannot see spending money on a company that sends stuff that I feel is substandard and disappointing over and over and over, and treats their customers like they're stupid. Like, I don't know. Yay. So anyway, that's all I got. Ranting and raving, but I think it needed to be said. So anyway, how many of you guys thought that when by the title of this video, I was going to apologize to them for a negative review on the box? That's it. Battle Box is finally shipped. I got a shipping notification. There's nothing in it. So, it says that UPS has received notification of a package to be shipped. Hopefully it'll get here before actual January hits. I don't know. But we've got that to look forward to and all the other fun stuff. I've got so many other videos in the works. So I think next out of the pipe is another flashlight video and another multi-tool review. I got to check what's closest to being finished, but we'll see. So anyway, guys, thank you. I hope some people took something out of this video. I doubt that Alpha Outpost cares about my opinion or how they treat customers at all at this point, but maybe some of these points will hit home with somebody. Who knows? In any case, you are awesome. I appreciate every single one of you. If you haven't already checked out the big giveaway video, make sure you get on the big giveaway video and get your choices in. You have about another week left before the contest closes out. There's been a lot of activity on that one so far, but there's lots of chances to win stuff. So make sure you get in there. Watch the video to understand the rules. You don't have to specify grand prize. Anybody that picks anything is automatically entered in the grand prize. Don't waste one of your 5 choices on the grand prize. You automatically are entered into that. But watch the video and understand all the rules and everything. It's just make sure you know what's going on. So anyway, thanks guys. I appreciate you. You're all awesome, and I'll be back again real soon.